Explain to me as a woman, how can you wear that and also complain and post it and also complain that you don't like being sexualized?
Here's the part that I like about the backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoking the backlash.
Stephen A. Smith just called out Angel Reese. And trust me, he didn't hold back. After her latest stunt on social media left fans divided and critics furious, the ESPN analyst decided enough was enough. What did she do this time? And why is Caitlin Clark suddenly being dragged into the mix again? Buckle up, because this is one of the most explosive WNBA moments of the year.
She's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work.
It all started when Angel Reese posted a bold photo on Instagram during the New Year's weekend, a look that had everyone talking. While some praised her confidence, others accused her of seeking attention in all the wrong ways. Within hours, backlash flooded social media. And by the next day, her account gone. Deactivated.
Caitlin Clark, the reason I bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredibly impressive.
On his show First Take, Stephen A. Smith didn't mince words. His message was clear: with great fame comes great responsibility. He called out Reese for what he saw as reckless behavior, saying, quote, "Caitlin Clark is handling her brand like a professional. But Angel? Girl, what are you doing?"
Angel Reese, in my opinion, has been raised either influential by her parents or peers to be a subpar example for women.
Stephen A. made one thing clear: professionalism matters. While Angel Reese has been caught in several social media storms, Caitlin Clark has kept her focus on basketball, earning Rookie of the Year and even being in MVP conversations. The contrast couldn't be sharper.
Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is, by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it.
In professional sports, talent opens doors, but reputation keeps them open. Reese's growing brand once looked unstoppable. But lately, the headlines haven't been about her game, they've been about her image.
Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists. And she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about yourself.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has been writing a completely different story. She's faced criticism, pressure, and even rival drama. But every time, she's handled it with calm, composure, and class. No theatrics, no online chaos, just results.
Caitlin Clark, the reason I bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredibly impressive.
Social media is a double-edged sword. It can make or break an athlete's legacy. Angel Reese's online activity has drawn massive attention, but not always the kind that helps her career. Quick posts, clapbacks, deletes, they all add up.
You have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen. You're beautiful, you know? So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you know, you just got to be mindful that what comes with it. You have to be mindful with what comes with it.
This isn't just about Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. It's about every young athlete watching. The message? Talent gets you attention, but character keeps it. When the spotlight's on, how you act matters as much as how you play.
And I have told countless women over the years in this industry, the bosses are always watching. Whether directly or indirectly, there's always eyes on you.
So here's the question. Will Angel Reese learn from this moment and take control of her narrative again? Or will she keep fueling the fire that threatens to burn her career? Only time will tell.
Have you seen some of her TikTok posts? Like, she's literally held up an outline after getting waxed. You can literally see all of her business there outlined in blue.
Let's get one thing straight right now. When Stephen A. Smith speaks, the entire basketball world listens. And this time, his fire wasn't aimed at LeBron, KD, or even Caitlin Clark. It was aimed straight at Angel Reese, one of the most polarizing figures in the WNBA today. You could feel the tension in the air before he even opened his mouth. But when he finally did, the entire sports world froze. Because what Stephen A. said wasn't just a reaction, it was a full-blown call-out. The kind of raw, emotional commentary that only he can deliver. But what exactly did Angel Reese do to trigger one of the biggest...
Explain to me as a woman, how can you wear that and also complain and post it and also complain that you don't like being sexualized? What is the take here?
Names in sports media. Let's break this all down. Because this story is about ego, ambition, fame, and a power struggle that's now shaking the entire WNBA landscape. Now, before we dive into Stephen A.'s explosive rant, we have to rewind just a little. Angel Reese's rise in the basketball world hasn't been quiet, it's been loud. From her college days at LSU, she's been unapologetically confident. She's been called the Bayou Barbie, and she owned that nickname with pride. She taunted opponents, she celebrated big, she played with swagger. When she waved her hand in front of her face at Caitlin Clark in that unforgettable NCAA championship, she didn't just win a title, she made herself a household name. But fame, as they say, comes with a price. And lately, that price is starting to show. Because the same attitude that made Angel Reese a star in college is now drawing serious criticism from people who think her confidence has turned into arrogance. And that brings us to the latest incident, the move that had Stephen A. Smith fuming. Angel Reese recently made headlines after publicly calling out the WNBA media, claiming that she and her teammates weren't getting the respect or coverage they deserve. She didn't hold back either. She hinted that the league, the broadcasters, and even some analysts were giving all the attention to Caitlin Clark while overlooking what players like her bring to the table. Now, on the surface, it might sound fair. She's advocating for herself, for her team, and for black women in the sport. But the way she said it, the timing, the tone, and the attitude, that's what set people off. Because rather than building bridges, she seemed to be drawing lines in the sand. Enter Stephen A. Smith, the man who built his career on saying what others are too scared to say. When he heard Angel's comments, he didn't mince words. On ESPN's First Take, he looked straight into the camera, leaned forward in that signature Stephen A. style, and said, Angel Reese needs to understand something. Respect isn't just given in professional sports. It's earned. Every single day. You could feel the sting in those words. He wasn't saying Angel isn't talented. In fact, he praised her. He said she's one of the brightest young stars in the game. But what he couldn't overlook was her attitude, her public complaints, and what he called a lack of awareness about how the professional game really works. According to Stephen A., Angel Reese's frustration isn't the problem. Her approach is. He reminded everyone that the WNBA is still growing, that media coverage is naturally going to gravitate toward players who draw the biggest audiences, and right now, like it or not, that's Caitlin Clark. Stephen A. said it plainly. It's not about favoritism. It's about business. Caitlin Clark brings eyes, ratings, sponsorships. That helps the league, and when the league grows, everybody eats, including Angel Reese. That line hit hard, because it exposed the real issue beneath the drama. This isn't just about respect, It's about marketability, media power, and the shifting balance inside the WNBA itself.